Yo, what is going on guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be taking you through a step-by-step guide of how to edit your workout videos to grow your social media. Now in this video I'm going to go through a full editing breakdown of how I import the footage, edit it and optimize all of my content to hit the Instagram algorithm and just really reach new people. Now in the past year I have posted hundreds and hundreds of these workout videos on my Instagram and I've gone from 0 followers to over 40,000 just from these tips. And it's kind of got into this process now where this is how I create my content. And it works. This style, this format of Instagram workouts can reach millions and millions of people and just really grow and set up your brand, business and social media. So first of all, you've got to film your workout and get the footage. Now I think a lot of people focus too much on the equipment they have. They need like special cameras, lenses and everything, but you don't. If you can't afford a camera or you don't have the equipment available, I'm sure you've got one of these. One of my most viewed Instagram workouts, which has got like, I think over 20 million views, was filmed on my phone at home in my garden. But it is definitely important to think about camera placement, your lighting, and the quality of your camera to a certain extent. So once you've filmed your workout and you've got the footage, you're gonna import that into your computer. Okay, so first thing you wanna do is open up Final Cut Pro, which is the editing software that I use to like pretty much edit all of my content. And then once we're into Final Cut Pro, you wanna select the library that you're gonna create this project in and create here, File, New, Project. Now it's going to come up with these options of how you're going to format your project. Now this varies across different social medias, so it's going to have different formats from TikTok, Instagram, Reels, etc. But today we're going to focus on Instagram workouts. So first we've got to come up with the project name. I'm just going to call this shoulders, just because we're doing a shoulder workout today. You've got your event. And then the video, we want to choose custom. Now Instagram, just normal videos or a post or any swiped videos, it is 1080 by 1350 and I filmed at 30 frames per second. Now the rest here, we're just going to leave as it is and click OK. Now once we've set up our project, we've got to import our workout footage into the timeline. So here I've imported all of my footage from my camera. So I'm just going to select all of this and drag it into the timeline. Now all of the footage is in Final Cut and it's going to start importing and rendering the footage, so make sure you just leave it for a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes until it's fully rendered and imported. Okay, so now all of the footage is imported. As you can see, there's no background tasks running and all of my footage of my workout is in the timeline. So I filmed this footage on my camera portrait, so when it's imported into Final Cut it's not the right way around, so we're just going to fix that first. So we're just going to press on the clip we've got in the timeline, we're going to press the transform button here and then we're going to hold shift, and with this little toggle here you can just rotate it and there we are, it's the right way up now. Now we're going to resize the footage so it fits the full screen and that should be perfect. And we're just going to resize it just slightly so I can see the bench more. Now this is something to think about when you're filming. Instagram crops the vertical image, so if you're filming really like way too close, it's going to like crop out the top and the bottom of the footage. So that's just something to think about when you're filming your footage. Now we're just going to click done, and as you can see now this footage is the right way around. Now to apply this effect to all of the rest of the clips, you could do it all manually, but that's going to take a lot longer. So we're just going to press on the clip that we've already adjusted, hold Command C, then select the first clip here that we haven't changed and the hold shift and the last one. Then we're just going to click Command Shift V. Now this is going to paste the attributes of the first video to the other 12 clips. So as you can see here, it's changing the transform, position, rotation, and we're just going to click paste. Now that has changed all of the rest of the videos so they're the right way around. Now the next thing I do is I'm going to trim through the footage to kind of see when I'm actually working out or I'm just messing around with the camera. So we're going to cut all of the footage to what we want to keep. So I'm just going to scrub through here using the playhead, and I'm going to start the video about here where I go into the shoulder press. And I'm just going to click B, which changes to the blade tool, which is going to cut your footage, and we're just going to cut the clip here. Now this excess bit of the clip we don't need, so I'm just going to click here and click delete. Now we're going to do the same for the rest of the clips. So as you can see, I've got all of my workout footage here and I've got all the clips that I need for the full workout. We're ready to start adding effects, music, and all that jazz. So in my Instagram workouts, I've got this like fancy animation which shows the anatomy of the body, and it highlights the muscle groups which you're using. You can add some little information into it, and I think it just looks really sleek. It looks cool, it looks professional. And I got this from La Bumba, which is C Creation Store, if I believe. I'll link that in description below. So as you can see, here is the graphic that I've got, which highlights the muscles. We're gonna drag that down into our timeline. So as you can see, when we've dragged this down into the timeline, it is way too big. So we're just gonna click on the front muscle explainer, make sure we're on this T up here, and then we're just gonna bring the scale down. I normally have the scale down to about 40, so we can just change it in the text 40, and then we need to change the position of it so it is in the lower third of the footage. So here we're just gonna click on the Y of position. We're gonna hold shift and press the down key, which is gonna just bring it down nice and quick. Just gonna move it across as well. Just make sure you position it where you want it. You don't want to be in the way of your footage. We can change all of the muscle groups that we want to highlight. You can change it, you know, triceps, biceps, whatever muscle group you're working. But today we are working our shoulders. We're getting them boulder shoulders. Now what we're gonna do, we're just gonna change it to what we're doing. So we are doing a seated shoulder press. You can also change the text color, the text type, position of the text, but we're just going to leave it as it is for now. We did 1 set, 6 to 9 reps. That is looking pretty good. So you can see here the graphic comes in, it says seated shoulder press, 1 set, 6 to 9 reps. That looks pretty good, it looks professional. So thank you La Bumba for making this amazing graphic. Actually, I just forgot one thing. We are going to detach all of the audio, so because we don't want any audio on this, because we're going to put some music in over the top at the end. So we're just going to select here, select all, then we're going to right click detach audio. Once again, selecting all of the audio and just delete. So now we've got no audio on the footage, and we're going to add some music in at the end. Okay, so now we've applied the graphic explainer to all of our different clips, and so far it's looking pretty good. It looks professional. We could just leave it at that really, but we're going to go another step further just to add a bit more engagement into the video. So the next thing I'm going to do, I don't know if you notice it or you see it on my workouts, there's like a little white bar that runs across the bottom of the clip, which just shows the length, the duration of the clip. So it's just that kind of extra feature that like allows the viewer to know how long the video is going and when it's going to end. So the way I do that is we're just going to go up here into the titles and generators. We're going to scroll down and select solids. And now what we're going to do, because we want the bar to be white, so we're just going to click white and drag that down into the timeline over the footage. Now I'm just going to zoom in, and as you can see, this has just fully covered our footage and we can't see it. So, and now what we're going to do is select the whites. We're going to click here with the transform, and we're going to click crop. Now we're just going to crop this down. We're going to drag this bar down to the bottom. So now you can see that looks like a length duration bar. So once we've cropped it and we've got it down into the position we want, we're going to drag the playhead here to the start of the clip, and we're going to then bring the crop tool. We're going to bring that, let me just select it. We're going to bring that down to the start. Make sure the playhead is at the start of the video and the whites are selected. And once we've got that crop tool there, we are going to click this button here, which is a keyframe. Then we're going to go back down to the playhead and drag that all the way to the end of the clip. And now, as you can see, when it goes to the end of the clip, you can't see it because that's the end of the clip. So we're just going to click the back button once. So click the left arrow, and as you can see there, we're back into the clip and we've got this here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the whites and we are just going to drag it all the way to the end of the video, and then click done. And there we are, we've got our clip. It's looking pretty good. We've got the graphic in, we've got a duration bar, and yeah, the workout's looking pretty good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to repeat this process for the rest of our workout clips. Okay, so now as you can see, we've got all of our clips with the duration bar and the graphic, and it's looking like it's getting there. It's nearly done now. Okay, so the next step, we are going to add in our music. Now, the way I do this is I'll just go onto the internet. I'll just go to freemp3downloads.online, which will be linked in the description. Okay, so once you've downloaded your music, you just want to go to your downloads in Finder and drag that into the timeline. But one thing to think about is you want the first bit of the workout to start on like the hook of the song, because you know people enjoy the song. They're like, oh, I like this, so I'm going to watch. So we're just going to drag our workout, our music, to around the bit where it drops, and we're going to drag that to the start. So you can see from here, it's going to start with the drop. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got our music in, and our music is playing underneath the clips, and we're just going to crop. We're going to click B, crop our music, and delete the rest. So we've got the music to fit the whole video now. Okay, so that is our workout. It's looking pretty good. It's done. We've got the music on, we've got the graphic and the duration bar. Now we're gonna look at the thumbnail of the video and how the video starts. So as you can see here, I recorded some footage of me posing, and I actually was pointing at my shoulder muscle because I'm gonna add a little graphic onto my shoulder, which is just another way for engagement, and it just stands out on the Instagram page. So I'm just gonna transform our footage so my face is actually in shot. Okay, so this is what the start of the clip looks like. You want it to be quick and snappy because no one's gonna watch you posing for 10 seconds. So you want it just a couple of seconds. Now we're gonna add the red muscle flashing effect, which you might have seen on some of my videos. This is a really good engagement tip. It stands out and it just reaches so many people. It looks enticing on the explore page, and people are gonna click, they're gonna watch your video, and that's just ultimately gonna make you reach a much larger audience. What we're going to do first is we're going to scrub through and see which bit we want the thumbnail to be. So I'm just going to scrub through here, and there's me, and here is where I point at the muscle. So once the playhead is at the position that I want, I'm just going to press that clip. Then I'm going to go up here on the top right and click save current frame. Now this is going to save the frame that you're at, and I'm just going to save that as STN for thumbnail, and that is the thumbnail saved. So once the thumbnail is exported, we are going to open up Photoshop. So once Photoshop is opening, we are going to click a new file, and we are going to choose the correct format, which the Instagram video we're doing is 1080 by 1350, and we're just going to create that. Then we're going to drag from our downloads, we're going to drag the thumbnail into the Photoshop. Now we've got our image here, and we're just going to rasterize it so we can actually affect it. Down here on the toolbar, we're going to select the pen tool, and this is going to allow us to select the area of the muscle we want to add the effect to. So we're just going to zoom in, and we're going to select the deltoid here. So we're just going, with our pen tool, we're just going to draw around. Now once that's selected, we are just going to right click, click make selection. Now as you can see, this box pops up, and we want the feather radius to be 1 pixel, and we're just going to click OK. We're going to click on the layer we want, and we're just going to click Command J. Now that's going to make a copy of the layer. Now with this layer, we are now going to double click to get the layer style box to come up, and we're just going to add a color overlay, but we're going to use a red color. So we're just going to go into red, and as you can see from that, that's just fully covered the muscle, which isn't what we want. So we're just going to turn the opacity down so we can kind of see, and I normally go with around 40% opacity. Now once that's selected, you can see, it's highlighted over the muscle, but I can see through it. But just to add that extra edge, we're just going to click up here on filter, and we're just going to add a blur, and we're going to go to Gaussian blur, and we're just going to turn that up. You want to just kind of see what works, mess around. You don't want it to be too blurred so you can't see anything, or you don't want it to be too just solid. So we're just going to choose somewhere in the middle. I think normally it's around 10. As you can see here, we've now got the highlighted muscle. We're just going to export that as a PNG. Okay, so now our thumbnail is exported. We are going to drag the one that we've edited in Photoshop and put that just in the gap that we've just cut, and then we're going to drag the initial thumbnail as well into the timeline. Now we have both of the thumbnails here, and as you can see, it's got that little flashing effect, and we're just going to cut these down so it makes that flash in the video. Now we want this to be quite short, quite sharp. It's normally around 10 to 12 frames, I believe. So we're just going to cut that down a bit more. Okay, so now we've trimmed both of our thumbnails, one with the red muscle effect on and the original one, and that's perfect. So now we're just going to select both of them, hit Command C, and then go to the end here, Command V. So copy that flashing effect in. We're just going to do that twice. So now you can see when you watch the video, it stops, flashes 3 times, and goes straight into the workout. Now we want a transition between the initial video and the first clip of the workout. So we're just going to go here to transitions, and I like this 360 bloom. It's kind of like a flash. It in your face, it starts to work out. So we're just going to drag that 360 bloom to the last clip, which transitions. We're going to bring that down nice and quick. So now you can see it transitions into the workout. Now we're going to go even further with this little flashing effect, and we're going to add a little sound effect on top of it. Now this sound effect I downloaded from the internet. It was just like a binary code thing, so it's like a coding interface sound effect. It's just like a little 3 bleeps. It's like bleep bleep bleep. So now we've got that little sound effect. We're going to drag that underneath where it flashes. So we are nearly done now. Now there's one last thing we need to think about, which is the thumbnail. Now this is going to be what is at the start of your video. It's not going to be seen because it's literally going to be 1 frame. However, this is what's going to show up on your Instagram feed. So it needs to look good. It needs to fit in with your feed. This is what people are going to click on. Put it here at the start. And as you can see, here it is at the start, and we're just going to drag that down to 1 frame. So now we are done with the workout. The workout is fully edited in our timeline, ready to go. Now we need to learn how to export the video from our computer to our phone. We're going to export these videos, all of these clips individually, so we can use this in the swipe feature, the carousel feature on Instagram. So when we've got the playhead at the start of the timeline, we're just going to click I, and then once we've got this, it's just going to select here, and then we're going to drag that across all the way to the first clip. Now that's going to select all of that first clip, so we've got the intro, the thumbnail, and the first workout clip. Now once all of that is selected, we are going to go up to the top right here, click this button, and now we're going to export the file. Now we're just going to save this, and we're going to save it as S1. Now we're going to do the same for the rest of the clip, so we're just going to get the playhead to the start of the clip, click I, and as you can see, that's selected all of the clip now, and we're going to go here, export. Now we're going to save this S2. Now once you've exported all of the clips from Final Cut to your computer, you can then airdrop them all to your phone and upload them to Instagram. And now you've got yourself a professional looking edited workout that can reach millions of people on Instagram. Now if you have found this video helpful at all, please give it a like, or if you've got any questions, just drop it down in the comments below. So from me and editing your Instagram workouts, I'll see you in the next video.